Hi everyone, welcome back to Craft YouTube channel. We are starting another project. We'll be using these two colors. We'll be using the light blue, that's the sky blue, with the royal blue. We are going to use our tape measure to take your measurement. We need the scissors. Here is our lighter, and then you need your clip to hold your work in place. For the pattern we are working on, we'll be using 4 crowns to 2. That is, we are using 4 crown knots of this royal blue and 2 of this. Now, if you are wondering the crown knot we are using, we have made so many videos on how to make this crown knot. Check in our description on how to make the crown knot we are using for this bag. Now, having made the crown knot, we are going to join it together. I told you it's going to be 4 to 2. So we have 4 crowns here. We are going to join it with this. We will join it with a square knot. You pull it to secure. Then you have 2 on either side, 2 on the right, 2 on the left. You join again with another square knot. Then we come to this other side, we join again with another square knot. You can see we've joined everything. As you continue, this is what you're going to have. So we can see our pattern now. So we are going to join it so that we can start the bag proper. So you are going to join it this way. At this edge, you have 2. At this other side, on the right, on the left, you pick the first 2 ropes. You make a square knot again to join. We are done with this side. Then we pick this other one. You pick the first 2 on the right, the first on the left. You have 4 rows like this. You join again. So we've joined it around. You can see now. So for the bag, we are using this handle. You can see it here. This is the handle we'll be using for the bag. So I'm going to make more alternative square knot, about 3 more steps before we attach the handle. So for this bag, I cut 350 cm rope. That is the length of the rope because the bag is quite big. So let's continue. As you can see, we've already attached everything with alternative square knot. We have finished it all round. The next thing now is to fix our handle, as I've showed you earlier. So we are fixing the bag handle now. We'll be using 4 ropes, 2 of each of the colors, 2 of the light blue and 2 of the navy blue. You take your 4 ropes, you take it one at a time and you roll it over twice. That's the first one. Now the second row. Put it that way. You pull it from under, you secure it. We're on the third rope now. Pull it out. As you can see, we have fixed all the 4 ropes. You are now going to secure with a square knot. So you secure it with a square knot. You are going to repeat the same thing on the other side. You will do the same thing there. So we are fixing the second part of the handle now. It is still the same process like we did with the first part. You roll each of the rope twice. What I covered was bad. That's how we use it. As you can see, we are done with this other side too. So you secure it also with a square knot. So as you can see, we are done. We have fixed the handles now, both front and back. The handles are fixed. So we are going into the design proper now. Now that we are done with the fixing of the handle, we are going into the design. Now we are going to make multiple alternating square knots that is going to give us a V shape so that we can form our pattern. So what we are going to do here now is we are going to pick the ropes. You can see what I've picked here. We are going to make a square knot because we have made alternating square knots, so many of them already. But because of the pattern we are forming, we are going to concentrate on the 4 blue crowns now. So you come to this side, you pick these 2. You come to this side, you pick this. Make another square knot with this. Doing this, you pick this. If it's loosen, you try to tighten. You make another square knot here. You can see what I've done here. We are going to have 2 square knots here. That is, this one is going to be a square knot, this will be another square knot to give us the pattern. So now you see, you make a square knot here. Then you're going to pick these 4 ropes like this. You make another square knot. So you can see what I have here. I have these 2 sky blue, 2 square knots here. Then I'm coming to this side. I'm going to join this. Pick these 4 ropes. If there is no mistake, the 2 ropes on the either side must be on the same line. You pick and join. You come to this other side. You join to form another square knot. If you look at it now, they are all on the same line. We have 4 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whereas we have 2 here. So we are going to continue with these 4. You are going to make square knots in between so that the 4 will now become 3. You pick these 2 this way. If it's loosened, you tighten it. You make another square knot here. What we are doing now is what we call alternating square knots, multiple square knots. So you'll be alternating in between. We are done with that. We pick this, the next 2. You make another square knot. Now the last 2 here and these 2, make another square knot. You can see now we have 4 before. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it is reduced to 1, 2, 3. So in between here and here, I'm making another square knot. It will now reduce the whole thing to 2. Then from 2 to 1, we'll have our V shape. You can see now 1, 2. Then you pick the last one here. So you can see now we have our V. You can see the V shape here. So here you are going to have 8 ropes. You have another 8 here, giving you 16, because I told us initially that we are using 4 crowns in all, and 1 crown will give us 4. So the 4 crowns will give us 18. So you are going to have, give us 16, you are going to have 8 on either side, while here you have just 8. So this is how our pattern is going to be. You have your V this way, you have this one here, for us to introduce the pattern proper. As you continue, this is what you are going to have. You can see we have our V here, we have the V here. You can see the pattern already. So this is going to be V, and this one is going to be like this. So we are going to introduce our pattern now. You are going to make button knots with this. You are going to make button knots with this side. To make your button knot, you are going to make square knots. Because I have 1 before, we have 2 already. this is the third one. We'll make it 4. So you're going to pick the 2 in the middle. You now bring it out. If the opening is not wide enough, you use your scissors to widen it. So you're going to use your scissors to widen this. You now put in, draw it out. You draw it out this way. You pull this one here to secure. Then you secure it with a square knot. So you can see that the same thing we are going to do here. Now that we have done the second, then we are making the third one. You have 4 ropes. You pick the first 2 on the left, the first on the right. You will join and make another square knot like we did before. Now, if you want to be sure of how many knots you have tied, you see the V, 1, 2, 3, 4. You see the V. If it is 3, you know it is 3 if it is 2. And if you have exceeded it, you will see 5 there. So this opening, you put it in. Draw it out. Secure it here. You can see what we've done now. This is how we're going to do it. Everywhere you have this light blue, this is how you're going to continue. Now that we are done with the button knot, as I said, we've done it. We are now going into the design. I told us before that we'll be having 8 on this side, and we have 8 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you have 4 here. You are going to pick the first 2 like this. So the first one is your lead cord. You are going to pick these 8 ropes on this side. You roll over twice. So I'm working on the last one, which is the 8th one now. So we are finished with this line. I told you we are using 2 ropes. You pick the next one as a lead cord again. You do it all over again, twice on each of the rope. So we are doing the last one now. You can see what we have done here is the same here, the same here. So after that now, we are going to introduce a pattern. And for that, I'm going to use this. I'm going to use this beige color. So I'm picking the first one. We have 8 in all, you can see. I'm picking the first one here. I'm going to roll this over this way. You bring it out. you do it twice again, then you pull to secure. I push it down here this way, then I pick the next rope, this one, roll it over twice, pick the next one, which is the third one, you roll it over twice, you do the same thing with the next one, roll it over twice, you come to this, roll it over, secure this place, then the last one, so we are done with that. You push this to the back, then you pick the, I told us we use two here, we are using these two now. So what we have done here, we are repeating the same thing. You pick this, you roll it over this twice, you do the same thing here. You can see what we've done here. So the next cord, you do the same thing, you roll it over, so you can see now we have introduced our pattern. So this is what we are going to repeat all through. So as we continue, this is how we are going to introduce the pattern round as we have done there. So the next thing we are going to do here now is to repeat the same button knot. If you look here, you see that at the beginning we had only 3, 1, 2, 3. But as we are continuing, we are going to be having 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So by the time you join this and this, the rope in the middle will give you this. You have 4 from here, 4 from here, 4 from here. So you are going to have 4 on this side, 4 here, making 8. So we are going to make our button knot again. Like we did in the beginning, you make 4. This is the third one. We're on the last one now. So we have done it. You pick in the middle, the 2 in the middle like we did before. You put it through the opening here. Put it through the opening. You bring it out from under. You pull it to secure. that's your number 1. Then you come to this side, you're going to do the same thing. Number 3, and this is the 4th one. So we're going to pull it through to this place, pick the 2 in the middle, pull it through here. So you have done 2. So you are going to pick this and this again now. You make another square knot. We have done the 4th one is the one we are working on now. You do the same thing. So we pull it through. We secure it with another square knot. You can see what we've done. This is how we're going to continue. So as we finish that, now here in the middle we have 16 ropes. You pick 4 here. You have to be careful you don't pick from under. So we pick 4 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 here, and we have another 4, and then you have 4 on the left. So in the middle you have 8. Here you have 4. You have another 4. You're going to make a bigger square knot. You pull it out this way. You make it again. You pull it out. It gives you this. So you have this. The same thing we have done here is what we are going to repeat now. You are going to pick the first one this way. You're going to roll it over this twice. You pick the next one. You roll it over twice. You pick the next one. Roll it over twice. The next one. Roll twice. You can see we have exhausted the 4 on this side. Then you are going to pick 4 from here. You pick 1, 2, 3, 4. You pick this 4, you leave this one with this one. You pick this 4 here, you still continue. Roll it over. The next one, you roll it over. And the last one, you roll it over. So you should have 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you pick the next rope. We are going to do it twice like you have here. You roll it over twice again. So you see we have completed this side. What we have done here, the same thing. You are going to pick this, make this a square, your lead cord. You make it this way. Make it this way. Make it this way. So we are done with that. We are going to repeat the same thing to give us 2 here. Now that we have done both sides, we are going to introduce exactly what we have here now. You're going to pick your rope again, do it this way. You pull it down, take this to the back. Then we start with the next rope. You roll it twice. Come to the next one. Roll it twice. So we are done with this. So we are going to continue again. You pick this as your lead cord. You roll you pick this, you roll it over twice. Pick the next one, roll it over twice. Roll it over twice. You can see that our pattern is forming. That's how we're going to do it all round until we get to the desired length of the bag. So we do it this way. And now on the last one. So we have completed it like we did with the previous one. You pick the next one again. You do the same thing. So we're on the last one now. You can see that we've gotten the pattern. So you see it. The same thing, we are going to introduce this into this place. Use two of this cord like this to finish it like we have done here. And then we are going to start our crown again, make it 4-4. So the same thing we have done here, you're going to do this, introduce this to this place, cover it up with these two, and then you are going to make your bigger square knot here. You introduce the pattern. That is how we continue. Welcome back. You can see that we are done with the bag. I showed you previously how to introduce your ball knot and the pattern in the middle. You can see now that the bag has taken shape. We have finished with it. So you can see the ending. This is how we're going to end it. Just a lot of alternating square knot. You know that here, instead of having the bigger square knot here, what we have is the alternating square knot. So that's what we're going to do. Here we're going to have 8. If you count it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The same thing here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's what you're going to have. If you count it here, you're going to have the same thing at the edge here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's how it's going to be. Then we are going to close it up. We close it up here, close it up here. We're going to do it round like that. You can see what we've done. So by the time we join it, the bag will be ready. Now our bag is ready. You can see the under as I showed you previously. We have joined all the edges. You can see it now. We have joined it and we have the bag well made. So you can see the bag